Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the Bears Den. How is everyone doing today, guys? Hope you're all having a great day today. It is Tuesday, it is talk show time. It is time for another episode of Smarter Than AI, the video game talk show where we dig through tons of news sites relating to video games so you guys don't have to. Yes, it's so much fun digging through those sites that are totally bogged down by ads. Gotta love it. Got a couple of good things here for you guys this week. Got some boring things, got some things that will probably make you all run and scream. In general, lots of video game news though. So we're going to kick it off fairly soon here. Alex has his drink, I have my drink. We're definitely going to be having some good times. So grab a drink of your own, kick back, relax. Let's have some fun, shall we? So I'm going to give him the thumbs up, telling him I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready too. So, yeah, let's get this going, shall we?
Do you think Hawaiian Punch can go gammy?
Can go gammy?
Yeah, I've had this Hawaiian Punch for since November.
Ah, okay. So
and it's been sitting not in my fridge. It's been sitting out next to my microwave.
Ooh.
Yeah, it tastes a little gammy. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna find out another 2 or 3 hours when I have intestinal distress.
Yeah, that would not be fun. Also,
that'd be my favorite. What's going on, Savage? Yeah, I was just curious what your thoughts were on this particular instance.
Okay.
Turn my light up on.
Well, hopefully it doesn't, but
yeah, no, hopefully it'll be fine.
Yeah,
but it does taste a little fucking fucked up.
Okay. How is
it
everything
could also
else?
be the good.
Okay. Cool.
It could also be the $1.99 vodka that I threw into it. So let's take the what's the Occam's razor. Let's take that into account.
That's true.
Right. And how about you?
Aside from the fact of refinancing my house, which is just so much fun.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Actually had a lot of fun last night. Finished up the Dark Souls 3 Convergence mod.
Oh, cool.
And the scary part was, aside from one of the final 4 bosses that I had, that I had on my slate to go through,
okay,
I one-shot every single one of them.
You went through just one try each time?
Yes. Only one boss required another attempt, and I got him on the second shot.
I'm not going to say a balance issue there, but
yeah.
Not exactly Miyazaki's fucking intended design. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it also helps that I was able to use geometry to my advantage there by sitting there going, hey, look, you're walking slowly. I'm just going to hide behind this pillar. You can't attack me through it, so kaboof, have some spells.
Yeah.
So,
well, good. I'm glad you got it though. I'm glad you beat it. I actually beat Dark Souls 3 2 weeks ago now.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
It was good. It was fun. I kind of started getting a little piss pot towards the end, so I stopped streaming it. I was like, I wasn't entertaining while I was playing it. I know some people were having fun watching me, but I was getting a little salt. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to get it done with, and I'll play maybe 2 or something on stream. Or Bloodborne when Sony pulls their head out of their asses.
I actually have news on that.
I do too. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay.
I use that as a beautiful convergence.
Yes. So in relation to Bloodborne, we have some fun news. No, unfortunately, Bloodborne has not been ported over to the PC. No. Or at least in the PS4 quality of the game. it kind of has been ported over to the PC as a PS1 demake. This actually started as a April Fool's joke, and then people like got behind it and were sitting there saying, "Oh man, that'd be fucking cool." And well, lo and behold, there's now a PS1 demake of Bloodborne.
Yep.
Um,
The graphics kind of reminded me of. Did you ever play Tecmo's Deception 1 or 2 on PlayStation 1?
no, I did not, unfortunately.
Definitely looked like that. Like that's the heavy vibes I got. But again, not a huge series either. They only had 2.
Yeah.
But the werewolf in particular, I was like, that is like almost exactly what that werewolf looked like, which was kind of crazy. But anyways,
Okay,
sorry.
cool. The thing I find really cool is the simple fact of the amount of graphic settings that are in this demake. They all keep it as a PS1 kind of look and vibe, but there's settings for like a default graphical appearance, a remaster appearance, so it's still all PS1 graphics, but it's crisp, it's clean, kind of a thing.
Right.
There's CRT, there's VHS recording, there's aged VHS recording, there's blur, there's like
That's
20
funny.
different options, and it's like, dude, yeah, that's what that fucking looks like.
They should have one
those
that was.
times.
They should have one that's Spice Channel, like where
Yes.
They should have. I can't believe no one's ever thought of that before. That would be really funny.
That would definitely have to be a fan-made thing, though. There's a 2D version. Yes, there is a 2D version of Bloodborne as well. I actually have that. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. The only downfall with both the 2D version and this demake is it's only up. The 2D version, it's like just up to Cleric Beast, which is the first boss. The demake is up to Father Gascoigne, and then a other area that they created and added on, kind of a thing.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not a straight 1-to-1. Okay, this is what the PS4 had. Let's port it back to PS1 and put it on PC. They're actually adding a couple of things in too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty top actually.
Yeah,
because that almost makes it more an original than something that Sony could just show up and be like, well, which I'm sure inevitably will happen. So if you have interest in that, my suggestion is get it now.
See, actually, I'm less inclined to say that Sony Bandai Namco is going to come in and pull a Nintendo and be like, cease and desist. We don't like fun.
I'd bet you a gentleman's dollar on it. Just putting it out there. Nobody wants their money taken, even though literally that actually has ostensibly not the same thing. But since the names are the same, like, you know what you should do? Legally distinct from name differences, as opposed to Gascoigne, call him Fart Dollar or something. You know what I'm saying, though? Like
True.
that.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But yeah.
Yeah. Definitely is interesting that the demake is actually now out there, though.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. And that's like a direct download, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's where maybe they're a little bit more in the it's going to be okay situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, actually, if
you charged for it,
oh yeah, that would be bad.
That'd get yoinked.
Yeah, that would be bad if they did that. Actually, if you do want the link to download it, I actually have that right here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to post it at the very least in my chat. If you want it to, I will post it over in yours.
Yeah, sure. What the hell?
Okay. So that
wait. Is Savage here? Hey, Savage, can you come and okay this? Oh, no. Never mind. Haha, we're good.
Because I'm a sub.
That's right. Ooh,
and you're not going to get rid of me. Ha ha ha. I know you're like, gee darn, my co-host is a sub to my channel. I can't get rid of him. Oh, fuck.
I know. my most avid supporter. I showed up the other day. My buddy just became an affiliate.
Mhm.
And I went to his and I was like waiting for him to get on stream. So I'm sitting in chat and he's not even on stream and somebody else subs and I'm like, motherfucker.
Oh,
All right, fine. Okay, so I sub behind him and come to find out our other buddy Jake, because he announced it to us, like our friend group
mhm.
earlier. Jake just went on when he wasn't even on stream and
Oh,
fucking subbed. I was like, you piece of shit. Like, he's like, oh, the line starts behind me. I'm like, okay, nerd. All right, why don't you go sit in line in a tent for Boston tickets a week and a half before the show?
yeesh,
Like,
yeah. Oh well,
yeah, it's fine. But,
it's all good
yeah.
though.
hmm Getting the first is more important than anything, really. As long as you got the first, that means you're cool, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So is it me?
Yes.
Okay. Here. This is a great one that I'd love to talk about. In lieu of all these things that have been happening over the last 9 months, here comes Sony 9 months later. Oh man, there's a lot of things happening. We should probably do something that's very similar to this. So Sony has purchased Bungie. Okay. Like there's so there's a dude who put that in the gamers chat, which again has like 500 people in it or something.
Yeah.
And the entire fucking chat log was like, cool. Like it's not even like when the Sony kids like got all mad before, during the Bethesda and now the Activision thing. It's like, oh no, you've taken away Destiny. Well, I don't even care. I literally don't even care. It's not like Bungie has a ton of irons in the fire and little Microsoft still owns Halo.
Mhm.
Like so are you gonna make up what was their original game? Oh shit. It was the Doom clone one. Starts with an M. Nicholas, shush,
Oh,
please.
Marathon.
Marathon, thank you.
Yeah.
What are they gonna bring back Marathon? Like a game that hasn't been out in 20 years.
That and a game that, unless you're, well, basically our age or die hard into like first person shooter history, you
Right,
don't know of.
right,
So,
and DOS schlock, really.
yeah, yeah,
Like that
true.
that game was not good. Um, Now technically impressive, I'll give them that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. This whole purchase, I was just like, okay, I'm trying my best to like not blow my microphone out, and I can't figure out like where I should put it. I feel like that's good. This and this. Was that okay? Oh, there we go. And I got the yellow one arrows. Um, yeah, I don't know. This just seems like such a like in response purchase, but it couldn't have been, right? Like that's not how these because it was 9.3 billion, right?
Oh, really? I thought it was like
Oh,
3.7.
3.6.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
3.6
3.7
billion.
or 6, yeah.
So like, but again, it's still $1 billion purchase. Like,
Yeah.
and $1 billion purchases don't happen overnight. Like, I
No.
know that like everyone online is like taking this as like oh, what a stupid like response. But in all reality, hey friendo, um, like you can't set up a $3.6 billion fucking purchase overnight. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So this had to be months in the works.
Oh,
Um,
easily. That
but
or it's gotten to a point now where it's like, okay, it's going to happen. Okay, now we'll announce it, kind of a thing.
sure, sure.
So,
But this still feels like okay, even if it's not a direct like retort to the Activision thing, it does feel like a weenie attempt because okay, the Bethesda announcement comes out in what summer of last year, and maybe Sony was like, "Oh shit, all right, we should pick up something that's like good and profitable," which Bungie is. To be
mhm.
fair, it's
Yeah,
not like Destiny doesn't make money.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but so they were like, "All right, we got this Bungie thing in line by about fucking January next year. We're gonna be like, bam, we're also in the game." And then like Microsoft was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we bought Activision Blizzard," and they're like, "Oh." Like that had to have
Yeah.
happened, like in the office.
Yeah.
Like that kind of takes the wind out of our sails a little bit, but whatever, it's fine, I guess.
I can see it now over in Sony. They're like all celebrating. Like some guys are about to high five, and then they're like, Microsoft just bought Activision Blizzard." And it's like, what?"
So now it's depressive drinks at the bar. It's not like a celebration anymore. It's
Yeah.
just a bunch of guys like, so
Mm.
how was
Yeah.
your week?
Exactly.
This
Bought a
was
company
a good
for
idea though.
yeah, bought a company for 3.6 billion. Can't be
Isn't
bad.
that crazy though that like we're in a time where buying a company for $3.6 billion doesn't seem like crazy?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
That's insane.
dude, like, do you know? I know this is sidetracking a smidge. Do you know a couple of years ago when Disney was buying back all of Marvel's properties, they wanted to buy Spider-Man back from Sony, and they had just spent I think $7 billion after buying Star Wars, which was $21 billion. Then they bought back, and by bought back I mean they bought Fox. They were like, "Fuck it, we're getting you back anyways." I can do that. Yeah, exactly. So they go, "All right, fuck it, we're just gonna buy all of Fox and CNN. We don't even care. We're doing this to get the X-Men back." And so Sony went, okay, well, you can also have Spider-Man back for $4 billion. And they went, nah, it seems like a lot of money. At this point, now, like, they're gonna go, well, what about $10 billion? Like, it's like you should have just taken the $4 billion, you know?
Yep.
But again,
Plus, considering the simple fact of it's not like you're not gonna make the money back anyways.
right. Like more of a long-term purchase when you buy something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And fucking Spider-Man, dude,
Oh
give him the
yeah.
$4 billion.
Yeah.
Like, good lord.
That'd be easy to make back for
Yeah.
that.
I mean, he's literally the most beloved character in all of Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 billion was a steal. Like, I know
Mhm.
that sounds ridiculous to be like 4 billion was a steal, but literally that actually would have been a pretty good purchase at this point.
Oh hell yeah.
And now you're cutting your checks two ways, you and Sony, you know? Um, but so that was all I really had for the Bungie thing. Well, that and okay. I did the meme or the gif of Jeremy Clarkson when he's like, "Oh no." Anyways, that was what I put in that chat.
Okay.
Sorry, I only speak in meme.
Hey, we all have our own language.
Mm.
So well, let's see here. How about some other good news?
Yeah.
Epic Games. They have officially announced that they're going to continue doing the weekly free game through 2022.
Yep.
So everybody wins there.
Yep. Free games for another year every
Yep.
Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I still think that this was probably the play,
Mhm.
right? Because like, yes, they have got me to finally download the fucking their store, but like that thing is a gray box nightmare.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
when I normally go to look for a game, the first place I go to is Steam.
Especially
You know,
considering how aside from the fact of they're finally now getting the ability to have multiple items in your cart and
right?
then check out instead of check out after picking up
One at a
every
time.
single thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things where it's like, how
Yeah.
is this functionality not there? They just added what achievements a couple of weeks
Uh,
ago too.
for 6 games. Yeah.
It's a step forward.
Yep. Yep. But like the simple fact of community, there's no forums or anything like that.
Reviews.
Yep. It is literally a storefront. So it's like, what's the difference between going and again, not promoting any sites or anything, but like, what's the difference between going to like GameStop.com?
Right.
I mean, it's literally no different. Actually, there's probably more content by like reviews and stuff there, which is kind of
Wait,
sad.
right? Like standing in line,
Yeah.
like talking to some random schlub.
Hmm.
Um, it's funny too because I usually rally against um individual launchers, because like I get it when it's a company,
Hmm.
because when it's a company, it's like the no girls allowed thing. Okay, I kind of understand it on paper, but when you only have one title, like um let's take Smite, for example, right?
Yep.
I knew that the money was going 100% to high res. So I didn't mind that. But that took me quite some time to still be like, God damn it, I got to download your fucking launcher and like, make a profile there. Steam is going to take their chunk of flesh,
Hmm.
right? 30%.
Oh yeah.
But at the very least, it's the convenience that's why my games are on Steam. You
Hmm.
know, distribution. I don't have to worry about it. Like
Yep.
um, I don't know. I am of two minds in that particular situation.
Yeah. Fair. Fair.
I'm
So
of two burps too. Sorry, I ate chili today, so I'm very burpy.
yeah. So
Sure, it's not like you have to smell the burps.
that's very true too.
Mm-hmm. Ah. Um, I still like the idea of another free year games too. And I will also say this. Have you noticed that their games have been getting better? That their choices of games, like
Oh
Loop
yeah.
Hero, even
Yeah.
as an example, like came out, was new,
Hmm.
and that was, one of their free games of that week.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, so if you guys want to run that for another year and you keep picking up indie titles, because it's good for the indie titles too,
Hmm.
um, they are like Epic is paying those companies to let them do that,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if they do it per copy downloaded. I kind of doubt it. I bet it's just a flat like rate.
Yeah. I would assume so.
Mhm.
But I mean, either way, it helps get their game out there, which is always a good
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
right. Okay, so we did this one. So, let's just talk about this because this is fucking funny. Um, Activision's vice president. Uh, this is fucking hilarious. Activision cannot stop fucking putting their foot in it. So, Activision's vice president had a Slack message leak. If you guys don't use Slack, Slack is basically Discord. Ostensibly, it is a
An
company
instant
Discord.
messenger.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like an IM thing. Um, but he had this leak, and this is the exact quote: "A union doesn't do anything to help us produce world-class games." Now, I'm going to quickly play devil's advocate here. He is not incorrect.
Mhm.
That's just true, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But considering the current climate at that fucking building, why? Like, why would you say something like so stupid? Like, what are you pathologically like allergic to your job? Like, what the fuck? In something that somebody could screenshot and then leak, which is exactly what happened.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see. At this point, though, it's a thing of yes, he is correct. A union by itself does not help them create world class games. Fine.
Right. True.
However, a union will prevent them, the higher ups, CEOs, VPs, all them, from being absolute shitlords to their employees.
And again, this was the vice president.
Yeah.
Not exactly a great look, bruv.
Hmm.
Like, oh my god, dude. It's like they are seriously like trying to like get rid of everybody in that building. It's
Yeah.
like shocking.
Hmm.
And the fact that like again, we have been doing this for what? 31 episodes now?
Yep. Yep.
31 episodes. How many fucking different times and different ways can I possibly say it please, people, everyone can keep receipts at this point. You just hit print screen, so don't type anything that you wouldn't be willing to say in a room full of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fucking knobs.
Mm-hmm.
Being the head of a company, he is not the concept of, right, needing people. Right.
Yeah.
And again, like, that's like, like, again, his statement wasn't wrong, right? Like, you're right. A union doesn't make, AAA titles. That's not
Right.
incorrect. But it's the current climate. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
got Microsoft just buying you out. That dude is going to be out on his ass in like a week now.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
because of a Slack message. You fucking moron. Oh, God.
Honestly, at this point, I think I'm of the mindset as far as all the higher ups in Activision Blizzard, they're all sitting here like around all the tables, being like, "Hey, I just did this," and everyone's like, "Oh wow, that's really shitty of you to do to everybody." Someone's like, "Yeah, well here, hold
My
my
beer.
beer," and
Yep.
they're all just
Yep.
like competing to see who can be the absolute supreme shitlord.
It's almost got to be that way, right?
Yeah.
Like, it legitimately can't possibly be either that, or they not only own the company with the biggest dumbasses, racists, fucking morons of all fucking time, but like, why are you, especially now? I shouldn't have to say especially now, too. Like,
Mhm.
can I also put that out there? Should we have to like fucking preface the fact that like you should just be a good human being? Like, it's fucked
All the
up that we
time,
have,
kind of a thing. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, you should just be a good person or try to be a good person.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't seem like that should be something we should have to tell people, but apparently it fucking is. Like,
They didn't get the memo.
right? Like, legitimately, yeah, probably because it didn't come like off the back of the sweat of like some like Indonesian boy or something. Like, what the fuck? Like, this memo didn't come directly from Nigeria. I don't want it. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? Like, I don't understand what is wrong with like the concept of like just trying to be equal for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I guess I'm the fucking lunatic.
Yes. You're just thinking logically. Keep in mind,
Yeah.
we're talking about video games and the industry behind it, where logic is immediately thrown out the window. So, yeah.
And like the crazy part is too, it's like like my question would be how how must have things been in the 1920s when it was coal miners and then the guys with actual monopoly men hats and like the actual monocles and shit? That must have been awful. Like, if
Yeah.
this is what we're still trying to explain to rich white people ostensibly,
Mhm.
like, how the fuck bad? Like, fucking good God, so terrible, dude. Why does everybody
Oh, yeah.
suck so bad?
Because people are absolute idiots. That's why.
They are the fucking worst.
Yes. Especially considering, as much as I hate to say it, I've got 3 NFT ones here.
Let's wait on that, please. I
Okay.
can't do 2 of those in a row.
Okay.
I can't. I only have so much vitriol that I can hold.
Okay. In that case, let's go with this one, and I'm seriously curious how long this is gonna take for Nintendo to get to it. Zelda Ocarina of Time. It now has effectively been reverse engineered to make a legit PC port, not an emulation.
45 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, So,
Like, dude, they shut down
Nintendo.
like smaller shit like
Oh
on
yeah.
the drop of a hat. They just dropped what, 1,300 streaming sites for music?
No,
That
no.
would
Not 1,300 streaming sites. That was one. One YouTube
okay.
channel.
See? Right? Like I don't it,
Yeah.
it must suck so bad to be a big Nintendo fanboy and just do these things out of like kind of love and care, like,
Mhm.
Emerald, Pokemon Emerald, and the remake of the Return of Samus and stuff. Just to have the company that you love and you put all this work into show up and just be like, well, buff. All right, get out of here, nerd. Like what?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
that's cool.
I mean, to me, it's kind of like, okay, Nintendo wants us to love all their games and like that, but only as long as we can give them more money for it. As soon as it turns
Hmm.
into it being a thing of, oh, hey, we love this music or whatever, and we want to preserve it so that future generations can enjoy it, immediately Nintendo's like, no, no, fun, no, can't have fun. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I bring that up especially about the music because the simple fact of one YouTube channel had 1,300 strikes against it for copyrighted music, and they even told Nintendo, "Hey, I have intentionally not monetized this channel. So if you think I'm making money off this, I'm not." And Nintendo was like, "We don't care.
Yeah.
Shut it
No,
down
that is
completely."
right.
And it's like,
Right.
wow, you guys just want your art, your creations to effectively die and
Well,
not be
no,
remembered.
they don't want them to die. They want them to stay in a library that they can release in a 30-year anniversary package for $29.99 and that they can resell. That's what they really want. They want it to always be in their control and that they can monetize off of every goddamn thing, which is not exactly. Do you understand? Like, and I guess okay. So, RK9 just put up a great point. They're the video game version of the mouse. Like, basically, they're just trying to take anything that they can that they have made, monetize on it doubly. And if people think that like they can just have fun with this content, they just can't, you know, because it's their intellectual property and they'll put like heads out front of the door like fucking Dracul, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like they'll just spike any heads because there's just so many more neckbeards and fervent fanboys that are like, yeah, that's awful. I will take a new copy of Metroid Dread, however. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
And yes, I get it. They're trying to make money. All businesses are trying to make money. I
agree.
totally get that. But at the same point in time, they seem to be very hit and miss with where they want to shut things down. And I say this because there's so many other areas where they could just come in and be like, no, you can't do this anymore. Speed running any Nintendo game. I can pretty much guarantee you if it's like, at this point in time, I would say like GameCube and earlier, it's emulated.
Right.
So they can just come in and be like, no, you can't do this. And I mean, short of you sitting there showing Nintendo, it's the fucking hardware I'm running it on. Um,
The thing that like confuses me with shit like this is question losing money off of fan made content. How y'all didn't think of it? Well, and like even further than that, it's like, do you understand any person who is willing to make any fan content hasn't already paid you a bunch of times,
oh yeah.
right? I guarantee anybody who would be willing to work on an emulator or a new set of rules for something, like they haven't literally bought that product like every single step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course they have, you
Oh yeah.
know?
Yeah.
You don't become a fan like a zombie, it just like you just spawn out of the mold, you know?
Yep. What I'm kind of curious of, and I'd love to see Nintendo actually do this, is why haven't, instead of shutting everybody down everywhere,
Mhm.
why haven't they tried to reach out to these people who are doing just, oh hey, like the Samus 2 thing, where they just said flat out shut it down, even though the person was literally just taking the Game Boy version and bringing it into like Super Metroid kind of graphics.
Right.
Why not have like some representatives or something contact that person, work with that person as far as legally guiding them. Hey, you can do this, you can do this, and I mean, again,
that's a pipe dream. Like,
yeah, it
the
definitely is a
closest
pipe
thing I could say would be like, hire that person,
dream.
be Valve. Like if somebody is working on your product, shit. Even last week we were talking about the dude who was trying to point out the problem with Dark Souls,
Yep.
and waited and waited, and they did nothing, and then they were like, "Nope, not a problem." So he was like, "Fuck it, then I guess I'm gonna make this a problem so that you have to do something about it."
Yep.
Companies need to be more liquid with the
Yes.
way that they deal with customers who are like fervent
Mhm.
customers, like dudes and dudettes and non-denominationals who fucking give a shit about your fucking products. Because when you create art, like, it doesn't kind of belong to you after that. Like, does that make sense?
Right. Once you release it out into the world, it's done.
Everyone's.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It's
everyone's at that
everyone's.
point.
Like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying like you need to shut down anybody. I'm not saying like if somebody. So what? If I draw a fucking lewd Bowsette, you're gonna like come and like what? Have fucking the stormtrooper show up at my house? Like this is you're feeling a little Gestapo esque, when
Oh
you
yeah.
do shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, Creator database. Yes, right. Like, okay, here. That's a thank you. Uh Sorry, I can't remember if you do or don't mind. Fuck it, K.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I I think like a good example of this is what Scott Cawthon did, right? So Scott Cawthon made Five Nights at Freddy's. There was tons of obviously imitators after that and shit, but there was a ton of community that he had
Mhm.
that were making projects kind of okay, cool. Um, were based in this universe, and then he ended up putting money into these projects and to like help these dudes to kind of make their fan fiction ostensibly like canon. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? This is all in the same canon universe.
Mhm.
That's what more companies should be doing,
Yeah.
where it's like supportive. And yes, of course, you'd have to weed out like, the dudes who draw with crayons versus the dudes who work in 3D.
Mhm.
But that again, that's just mine.
Yeah.
That's just mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm. So is it me?
Yes.
Okay. God, I'm gonna cross the shit out of this one.
Oh. It's that bad
Um,
already, huh?
no. It was the Activision one where I was just like, oh God.
Oh. Yeah.
Um, so this is really interesting, and for a game that I frankly don't give a rat's ass about, um, but I think it's interesting. So for the first time ever in World of Warcraft, the Horde and Alliance players will soon be able to raid together. So typically, in WoW and most, frankly, in most MMOs, if someone is on your an opposite faction as you could never raid with that player because why would an
Right.
alliance player go with the horde kind of a
Right.
thing. Um, so now as far as 9.25, I think is what it was, um, you can actually band up as long as you have that person's friend code. You can make a party, and you can go into an instance, a raid, and play together and work together. This was the part that I found really interesting about it. So when cross faction players end up in a party, they'll still technically be unfriendly while outdoors. But once inside a raid slash dungeon, all members will be friendly and able to assist each other in combat, trade loot, earn a shared achievements, and otherwise fully cooperate in the same way that members of the same faction have always been able to do.
Interesting.
Are you gathering your thoughts?
I'm just sitting here thinking because I mean I know of having played WoW, there were some dungeons where it was very, very much indicative that it was, oh hey, this was a dungeon over in Horde territory or over in Alliance territory, and um, in general, it's like, why would you go to that opposite dungeon to try to? It just seems a little weird. As far as making this easier for players, with what I remember, it's not really going to help get more discoverability unless they add in a looking for group kind of a thing to this as well, which it
There was
didn't sound like.
nothing mentioned
Yeah.
about that.
So in other words,
And the fact that when you're on the map, you're still ostensibly hostiles to each other.
yeah, yeah. But then on top of that, the simple fact of this is already gearing towards the groups of people that are effectively, I'm on my main character, you're on your main character, we're on the same faction, but I need to go do something on a alternate character, so I switch over to that, which is of the opposite
Right.
faction, and I, I mean, it can be good, but at the same point in time, it's like,
I think it's a really interesting idea. I think that this is clearly a move that they're trying to do in response to what's been going on between their hemorrhaging players that have been leaving to fight Final Fantasy 14. I don't know if this is the response, um, but it's kind of cool. Like, so let's say you and I are friends, right? And
mhm.
we're both playing Alliance, but we want to run a raid together. And you're right, one of your second characters is in Horde. Cool. Like, I guess we can actually go do that together now. You know what I'm saying? And you could see
Yep.
different matchups of player abilities and like that's kind of cool, but it's not really player abilities because ostensibly you're like a shaman is still a shaman, right? At the
Yep.
end of the day.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, realistically, the only differences would be, oh, hey, there are different racial
Or maybe
abilities.
that, but maybe your let's just say maybe your fucking orc shaman is looking for a drop in that raid. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
well, there is some wiggle room here.
yeah.
And I don't know if you saw this, but when this news got announced, um, a bunch of people took it as if it was going to be PvP and PvE. So when the initial
Hmm.
tweet and information started getting like released slash leaked, people started going, oh shit, like raid and like let's say horde and alliance go into the same dungeon, there's going to be or PvP instances that could happen in there. Not the
Mm-mm.
case.
Yeah.
Uh hey Savage. Um Apex Legends is getting a capture the flag mode, or in Destiny is or a control mode. Like
Mm.
I don't think that any of it is like I don't think it's revolutionary. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's cool that they're doing stuff like this now to like kind of start like trying to branch out a little bit. But when you do this, and this was my main point of this, do you think that like when you do this, it is kind of now eliminating the whole point of the three factions and that people are supposed to be tribal and oh, Alliance is better than Horde or Horde is better than Alliance or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it
yeah. It
okay.
definitely does begin to tear down those kind of walls there as far as uh breaking up the camps kind of a thing.
Right.
Um and like you said, as far as this, if this is supposed to be a thing to pull people back in from Final Fantasy 14,
I don't think
no,
this is the move.
this is
This is
barely
like
even
cool
anything,
idea.
to be
Like
honest.
right. Like
Yeah,
cool idea, nice for some people, but I don't think anybody's gonna give a shit.
yeah,
But I just wanted to note it because I thought it was interesting that like this is
Yeah.
clearly like WoW trying to be like, okay, well we got to start thinking of something. Um,
Yep.
right. Um, I don't know. Like to me, again, it's a neat idea. Maybe this is part of an infrastructure thing too, right? Like, so if they set up this infrastructure, maybe they can do more wacky shit. That's kind of where my Alex Quino, the designer, where my brain goes is that this is probably the uh the base of maybe a systems later on that will be actually innovative and unique.
Yeah, true. Krydos actually pointed something out here.
She tried, and then he walks it over and then drops it into the fucking trash. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
By default, the gaming population in general is divided between the two factions, Horde and Alliance.
Sure.
Well, the gaming population in general is shrinking because the mass exodus due to a year's worth of shit that Blizzard has been doing,
Right.
Or at least has now been made public of. Um, so this could also be a thing of Satan trying to hold on to the shrinking player base that's there.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
That's 100% what I think it is. This is clearly a hey, you can play whatever and you can play together with your buddies. Like it's totally cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? That is
Yeah.
100% what it reads to me.
Yeah.
Again, I
How
mean,
helpful
cool
will
if
it really be?
right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But all right. So I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay, that's cool. Um God, jeez. Okay, Dark Souls has
Sure.
a board game. It
Yes.
started as video games, has a board game. It is now getting the tabletop pen and paper features.
Oh, is that right?
It's going to be using the D&D 5th edition rule set, which
Not exactly my choice, but okay.
yeah, exactly. Considering I haven't even looked at 5th edition rule set.
I have.
I've looked at third, fourth, and fifth, or I'm sorry, second, third, and fourth. I absolutely hated fourth. Whenever
Oh,
anyone
fourth's
was,
terrible.
yeah,
Fourth's
because
terrible.
fourth,
It's an MMO.
yes, exactly. It strips out the whole like imagination of doing things and is like,
Fifth is
this is
like
your move set. Pick and
fifth is
choose.
like fifth is like a combination of third edition D&D, actually more like 3.5 edition of D&D
Mhm.
and fifth and fourth. So it is move centric.
Okay.
But it's good. It's good. But how good is it? They're already working on sixth.
Oh, ow. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this
I
one's
mean,
still been out for 10 years. Like,
true.
and you got to sell those books, motherfucker.
Yeah, and
Wizards of the Coast ain't sitting on that property.
oh, yeah, yeah.
And by the way, Wizards of the Coast, let's go higher up the chain. How about Hasbro, who actually owns Wizards of the Coast? You know,
Mm-hmm.
come on, those motherfuckers want to get paid.
Yeah, very true, very true. Um, but yeah, in general, it's like, okay, this will potentially be cool. Um, my question is, D&D and like just about every other pen and paper tabletop game out there, it's group. Dark Souls
Oh, I didn't even think
is
about that.
you're
Solo.
alone.
Well, and even more than that, D&D and most pen and paper, actually all pen and paper traditionally,
Mhm.
is you make a character and you live. You don't get
True.
wiped over and over and have to fight the same thing over and over. How are you going to replicate that with it still being even a modicum of fun?
Yeah, very true.
The board game it makes sense to me, right? Because it's
Yeah,
scenario based.
yeah.
Uh, I still think it's kind of garbage. Models are nice,
Mhm.
but I still
Oh
think
yeah.
it's kind of garbage. But yeah, I don't. That's real weird.
Hmm.
I don't know if I would want to play that, frankly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when there's so many other pen and paper games out there that are not
Hmm.
ostensibly, like, let's not say better, but like options,
Yes. Yeah.
you know?
Especially considering how effectively it's taking the rule set from D&D.
Right.
Um,
The core.
yeah, the core rule set from D&D. Um, why can't you, as a DM, then just come up with a custom world? Yes, you may have a party to start, but as a DM, it is also very easy to split them apart.
Right.
At which point, yes, you're doing more work because you're having to juggle each of your players, but you can force them to. You can bring in things like all of a sudden you and someone else may be in the same area and you see something shift. So then you
Yeah.
begin to concentrate and you see their image kind of thing and
As a DM,
materialize.
that's a fucking nightmare. You know what's
Yeah.
actually an interesting concept here? Um, would be make Dark Souls, but do it as legit a 1v1 scenario.
Yeah. True. True.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get to DM, and because as a whole, pen and paper is parties. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's a party based system, like you and all the boys and girls.
Yeah.
Um, it'd be kind of interesting to be like, yeah, no, you can actually just play this with 2 players. That's actually its intended design
Mhm.
is 2 players. Um, maybe that was be the way that that's the way that maybe I would do it, I guess. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, fucking chill.
It's okay. You're fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Um, yeah, that's weird. Um, okay. So, can we watch the Halo trailer together?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to bring it up on fucking screen or you want me to do it?
I don't have a link to it.
No, I was just gonna go to YouTube and do it.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Have you not seen it yet?
No,
Okay. All
because
right.
I've just been kind of like, okay, it's Halo, except live action TV. Ooh, yay.
Well, okay. So there's things about this. You're not gonna have sound, FYI, but we're gonna do this because
Wait, are you going to be
uh,
talking about the 500-year-old pickup truck that's seen in one of the?
no, but that is funny though. To be fair, that's like the
Yeah,
coffee cup.
Savage. Yeah, Savage. There's going to be a Halo TV series.
Yep.
Actually, I want to say it launches
Soon.
next weekend. Yeah, like super soon.
No, March 24th.
Oh, Mar.
March
Okay.
24th. It's right before my birthday, actually, is the only reason I even
Okay.
know it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
gonna be on Paramount. It'll be interesting to say the least.
Okay. So there is my screen. I'm gonna maximize this bastard. I'll maximize this bastard. All right.
Actually, I do
You
have
ready?
some. I have the music you have going, is what I'm hearing already.
Oh shit. Sorry. Can't do that. I just tried to fucking. Here, hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's watch it together. Also, can I say why tell me that the trailer starts now? I know. I clicked on it.
You. Humanity's best weapon. Master Chief, huh?
The Master Chief was enhanced and trained for one purpose: to win this war. He and the other Spartans are our only effective weapons against the Covenant.
Same shot.
He is lethal, upgradable, and most importantly, controllable.
Covenant forces appear to be excavating some kind of object. When I touched the object, I felt something. I felt different.
What they did to us makes you numb.
And you just decided to help me. Why would a Spartan do that?
What does one do with a superhuman you're not sure you can trust?
Hello, Master Chief. I'm Cortana.
Master Chief recovered something.
Sacred ring. Halo.
Humans surrender to the Covenant.
Cortana, I'm gonna need you now. Find the Halo. Win the war.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Oh man.
There honestly seems to be a lot to unpack there. And yes, Kratos, it was really quiet just because trying to get good audio through Discord from YouTube is not an easy thing. So
That's true. And it was more about the well, frankly, it was kind of the entire thing, but
Yeah.
Look, man, as a longtime Halo fan, I have not been looking forward to this. They announced this shit in what 10 years ago, 2012, I think is when they announced that they were making this Halo series. How long is this I like, oh man, this feels like some Star Trek / Wars shit. It was no, it was not originally announced as a movie. Oh, originally it was, but that was like 2008 or something, like fucking stupid.
yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, I I don't want to say that this looks overproduced for a series that is about a guy who is in a green suit who just shoots monsters, but this looks a little overproduced for a guy in a green suit who just shoots monsters. Like, why are we making this with these Dune ass outfits and this fucking, and I don't know, maybe you guys didn't hear it, but it has coming in the air tonight, and playing in the background. Why? Like, what the fuck? Like, it feels like wickedly. Now, Steven Spielberg is attached to it, so that could be part of like the why it feels overproduced. But my god, dude,
Yeah. From what I've seen of everything there, timeline wise, I'm guessing it's before even the events of Halo 1.
yes, right. He doesn't even have Cortana.
Yeah.
Which again is also incorrect in a couple of ways, because he always, like, John always had Cortana.
Yeah.
As far as we have ever known.
Yeah.
The books do have him going through the Spartan training, which I guess it kind of looks like they're doing a little bit of. But ugh,
Yeah.
like, this just look not great. I don't know what to like. You know what it looks, you know what it reminds me of, and this is the part that annoys me a little bit. It reminds me of that new trilogy of Star Trek movies that
Okay.
were just the guy who did Fast and the Furious did.
Mhm.
Like, that is some fucking tosh for Star Trek. I don't want to see Kirk and fucking Spock jumping over and doing parkour and like then grabbing a titty as they like run through the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want like boring negotiations. Like, that's what I want from. And like, the other thing is, like, fucking in this world, all I really want is like the exact opposite. I want John Wick basically in the Spartan suit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
shoot motherfuckers, like, kill some cool covenants, do it in cool flashy ways, and then they're just like tapping all of this like random junk on top of it. Like, it's been this big, like, thought-provoking series, when in all honesty, can you tell me anything about, let me ask you a quick question. This will be fast. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I am just going to ask you, what do you know of the storyline of Halo? He's not trying to put you on. Okay.
Aliens effectively get to giant ring. We learn ring not does what we think it does. Instead, it wipes out all the life aside from the alien, the like horde aliens that live on the ring.
Blood. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's basically all I can recall right off the top of my head. It's go from point A to point B, shoot anything that moves between the 2 points, and then get new objective, and then go to that objective. Rinse, repeat.
Yep. And trying to add all this like intergalactic like fucking trade federation shit is probably not the fucking play. Like I don't want to be that guy, but like what the fuck, man?
Especially considering how, like as you mentioned, the chick wearing the Dune-esque outfit there.
Oh, the big the cone one. Yep.
The scene right after that when she's like walking past this like command-looking table, and this guy looks to be hauled over the table in some by like what appears to be a flood-looking thing.
Floods. Yeah.
And it's like, wait, hold it. Did we just hit the fast forward button and we're now...
And I don't want to be this guy, but like fucking holy shit, Cortana is uncanny valley nightmare fuel. Why did you not just get an actress to play her? Why did you try to CG that? It looks terrible. Like, god damn it, dude. I had, in a weird way, I know that this never actually comes to pass, but I always try my best to be like, hey, okay, don't be negative on shit. You don't know how good it's going to be or how fucking shit it's going to be. So, but then fucking designer brain Alex went, this has been in production for fucking 10 years. This is going to be a fucking train wreck. This is going to be a meme cavalcade. Like this fucking show is going to be a meme cavalcade. But I did not think that I was going to watch it and go, oh my god, this is even worse than I somehow imagined. Like, oh god, like, god damn it. But you know, hey, cool. So Paramount Plus, $4.99 a month or whatever. January, March 24th. It's 3 days before my birthday. That's why I know it. That trailer. So if you're interested, go check out that fucking Halo trailer. Also, did we really need the Halo call out in the trailer? God bless, dude. Ugh, not great.
Let alone the simple fact of trailer starts now. Did we really need that?
Why do companies still do that? Trailer starts now. Yeah, I know, motherfucker. I clicked on it. I'm on YouTube. I clearly know that.
Apparently the editor forgot to take that out, is my guess.
Or the editor was like trying to get double checks. And he's like, all right, well, that's the name of the movie. It is. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, god damn it, dude. Ugh, god. Yeah, I'm not too thrilled. But
Alrighty.
Also, why using the Arbiter? And by the way, it wasn't even the Arbiter. It was a little okay. It's fine. It's all fine.
You done?
It's all fine. Yes, I am apparently done because I can bitch about this for like 20 more minutes. I texted my other friend. I'm just gonna make extra real fast. I texted my other friend and it was like, hey, did you see that Halo trailer? And he was like, had to give that a hard pass. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. We didn't even finish the conversation. We just went, okay, cool, good. All right, same side. All right, good stuff.
Yep.
All right, now I'm done.
Okay.
I'm glad we got to watch that on stream, though. That was fun.
And now he's done.
And there it is.
Alrighty. Hitman 3. It is now on Steam. To some very unhappy player base members. They're unhappy not because of like bugs or anything like that. It's the same Hitman 3 that played over on the Epic Game Store. The reason why everybody is unhappy with it on Steam is because it's $60, and it was $60 over on Epic for a year. So those on Steam were like, oh, we wanted it cheaper. Me. It's called time-locked exclusives, people.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee that, oh, hey, once Steam gets it, it'll be cheaper. So play it on Game Pass. Yeah, play it on Game Pass. Come on.
Right. That's $12.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or as little
Like,
as $9.
right. Like,
Yeah.
you know, this whole
Um,
series is coming to Game Pass. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I will say this though.
Tell your husband to stop having to get up so heavily. He's like, oh, yeah, God.
I will say this though. The devs have heard everyone's responses from it, and this is the thing that partially sucks about Steam is the people who got it for $60 and are upset that it was still full price immediately went to the review boards and just review bombed it. And it's like, dude,
did Steam force you to purchase this?
Yeah.
Did your fucking stupidity force you to buy this?
Yeah.
I actually, funnily enough, I have a really great segue here.
Okay. But well, before you do that,
okay,
what I was gonna say is the devs they've heard all this response and like that, and they've decided, okay, between now and I forget the exact date, it's coming up very, very quickly here. I want to say like the 14th of February. If you've purchased the $60 game of Hitman 3 on Steam, they are going to be giving out free upgrades to the like deluxe edition of it. Yep. And if you got the deluxe edition, they're going to be giving you a upgrade. Well, not an upgrade, but they will be
$20, right?
Giving you a. Oh yeah, it is an upgrade. They'll be giving you the Hitman Trilogy bundle or the 7 Deadly Sins collection.
That's cool.
So everyone's complaints apparently didn't fall on deaf ears.
Which is nice to see.
Yeah. I'm still kind of the mindset that no one was holding a gun to their heads and forcing them to buy it. So why the fuck are you bitching? And why were your expectations? Oh, it's going to be cheaper.
Well, I like. I don't want to play devil's advocate, but I do because I'm me.
I kind of look at it from the standpoint of, yes, it did launch over on Epic Game Store a year ago. It is now relaunching on Steam.
And what did you think? Like, so if they put it out at fucking, let's call it $10 cheaper, people would have been like, oh, it should have been $20 cheaper. You know what I'm saying? We are living in such an age of privilege in gaming that it's kind of fucking nauseating, frankly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like fucking eat shit, dude. And like you spend and Steam has if you haven't played it for any more than 2 hours, you can refund it.
Yep.
Like, so what the fuck, you bunch of cunts? Like, I fucking hate people. Okay, now I'm mad. It's a phenomenal series. Just pay for it. Yeah, exactly. Like that is also true. Like I don't really understand this whole fucking. Actually, I totally don't understand it because I'm a fucking goddamn indie game company owner. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, dude, if you hated it and you played it for 20 minutes, just refund it. Then they give you no problems with that. I don't know if anyone who's in the chat has ever tried to refund a game on Steam. It is literally no effort. You go refund, they go, why? And you go, this reason out of like a list. And they go, okay, it'll be back in your Steam wallet. Like, now granted, it's Steam bucks, but dude, it's not like you're not going to buy another game on Steam.
True. Very true, man.
Like, you know, so it's not like I get a refund at like a North Carolina strip club that I'm never going to go to again. This is like, right? You know, like, okay, fine, fuck it.
Oh man, we were going to go there next weekend though, right?
Right, exactly. Like we're gonna fucking like road trip, like fucking up to you, and like that, you know. I would like to segue this though, deliciously, into the Steam has done something that they normally don't do, which is pretty interesting. They have just released what their Steam sale plans are for the next 6 months. They never do that. I have been on Steam since 2017, and I get the emails well in advance, but I'm under NDA, so I can't ever say. Sometimes I've been like, hey, Rich, don't buy that game. Right, just wait a week or two. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just wait a week. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's to my boys, my like close family. But so this is the list. And as a matter of fact, right now the lunar sale is going on. It is the Lunar New Year sale. It's going on until the 28th, I believe. No, that can't be right. Third.
It is going on until third.
Okay. Then here is the list of legitimately every other Steam sale all the way through July. Next Fest, which is their awesome new online stuff where you're allowed to put a bunch of demos and all that shit, which is actually, in my opinion, the way of the future. This is what we're going to really be getting in the future, which is fucking fantastic.
Yes.
The Next Fest starts, good shit. Next Fest starts February 21st, and it goes to the 28th. So this month, there's going to be another huge Steam sale. Then Remote Play Together, which is focusing specifically on co-op games. That sale starts February 28th and runs through March 7th. So if you're into co-op games, write that shit down. JRPG sale goes on March 14th to the 21st. So if you're into JRPGs, March 14th to the 21st, bammo. Simfest, which is a little weirdly named, Hobby Edition, for games, and this is the quote, for games that make hard work into fun. So I'm assuming that's like Power Washer or Train Simulator, stuff like that. Is going March 28th until the 4th of April. Dialot sale starts in May 2nd to the 9th. And Dialot includes roguelikes, roguelites, rogue Metroidvania, that kind of stuff. So that's in May. Racing, I've never even seen them have a racing sale, ever. Is the May 23rd to the 30th. And then the next fest has already been announced. That is going to be June in 2022. Then the summer sale, I cannot believe that they're announcing when the summer sale is coming already. June 23rd to July 7th. Last one, survival. If you're into survival games, July 18th to the 25th. That is crazy. Steam has never been that open about what they are doing with their sales. They usually are like, you find out like okay, it's December, the winter sale is going to be happening at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they've never yeah. So now we literally have a 6-month schedule of when these Steam sales are coming out. So don't go crazy. If you're looking for something specifically, just go look at it.
Yeah. Definitely is interesting that they're not only going and continuing the Next Fest, which honestly very good on them for that. So yeah,
Next Fest those are top.
But it's interesting that they're kind of going not really away from their traditional summer sale, winter sale, Chinese New Year sale, blah blah blah, things like that, but going more kind of towards, hey, it's the survival sale, it's the racing sale, it's the sim sale,
like more specific.
Because that way, yes, you may be cutting out certain parts of your audience on Steam, but at the same point in time, everyone who is into that type of game, they know they're gonna get something at this point in time, period.
Right. And the other thing that I think is really interesting, again, we as developers, we have to go, yes, we are signing up for this. So wonder what would happen if I was like, hey, too many wants to sign up for the racing sale.
Interesting.
It's like would they let me do that? I'm assuming they would. Like, why would they care, right? Like, that's basically offering more money to them.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's the case. I just thought
Um,
of that when I read this.
thinking about, and I hope this is they actually do some vetting at all, really. But like, yes, you may want to sign up for the racing sale, but they look at the games that you have on
They
Steam
don't.
and they're like, you don't have a racing game, denied.
They don't.
Yeah.
They
Oh
don't.
wow, really? Okay. See,
They don't even look at tags. They don't even look at tags.
oh,
It is all
geez.
automated. Yeah, like
Oof.
not a human. A human does not look at any of that shit. It is me going, I entered my name, I entered my password. This is what I'm setting up as my Steam sale. Boop, and they go. Like that is it. There's no vetting whatsoever. Which frankly could be really funny. To kind of like abuse the system to show like how kind of silly it is. I won't do it. Okay, I won't do it. But I kind of
So
want
he
to.
says he won't.
Yes, exactly. Because every time we put our game on sale, we get more money. Because
So get it now when it goes on sale under the romance sale.
JRPGs, Kingpin Royale, bam.
Ugh.
All right. You do one, and I'm gonna take a slash.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to do NFT stuff.
Oh,
So
perfect.
that way
Because
you're not here.
perfect. That is excellent. And I got one thing that I can tack onto it when I get it back, and I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. All right, bye.
Go. So yes, unfortunately, this is going to be a quick threefer. Three things in regards to NFTs. First off, a Minecraft group called Blockverse. Apparently, yeah, they made a shit ton of NFTs, sold them online for a total of $1.2 million. Sold out in like 8 minutes, and then when they started having problems, they literally up and deleted everything. The Minecraft server that they were custom running, the Discord, yes, Discord, and their website. The only thing that people have found that remains is their Twitter handle. So, yeah, totally not a scam there. Oh, just don't worry. They're gonna come back when all the smoke settles and all the troubles go away. They're gonna come back and fix everything. Yeah, no, you the people that just bought into that, you got scammed. Say bye-bye to your money. Ubisoft. Apparently, executive Nicholas Poard, I'm probably butchering the name. He doesn't get, or at least he's quoted as saying he doesn't understand why all these angry gamers out there don't get the good of NFTs. And the way he's spinning it is it's download content that you can it's cosmetic download content that you can buy for your character in game to make him look fabulous, and then when you're done playing the game or the character or whatever, you can then go on and resell it. You're assuming that someone wants to buy your pink and purple polka dotted high-heeled sun hat for their first person shooter. It's not gonna fucking happen. I'm sorry. No one's gonna want a pink and purple polka dotted hat, sun hat with matching high heels. I don't know why no one's gonna want it, but geez, just trust me on that. And then finally, the third of the NFT shit that I've got here, Team 17, they recently announced, if you don't know who Team 17 is, Worms. That's all they've done since
super great game though. That's not true.
1997.
That's not true. They've published a bunch of stuff.
They've published.
Yeah,
they've developed Worms.
Right. I still agree that Worms is one of the greatest titles of all time. I think Worms is fucking fantastic.
It is fun in given situations. For a solo player that doesn't do a lot of party games,
that's fair.
Why the fuck am I playing it?
That's fair. That's fair.
So,
because me and Jake, we have a ton of fun playing Worms. Actually, like going back decades, I have bought 15 copies of Worms 1 through 3. Actually, and then several other ones.
Offshoots, yeah.
And there's Jake. He's like, nah, we did. Yeah, like that game. We should look into Worms on PC. I would totally play Worms on PC.
Yeah. But basically the thing is they announced that they were going to be getting into NFTs. Apparently a whole bunch of people said, "What the fuck are you thinking?" And within 24 hours they were like, "Okay, we're not getting into NFTs. Sorry, my bad."
And it makes sense for them too, because they are like, what would you even call Team 17? An A developer? Not even a double A developer? You know what I'm saying?
I'd say an A.
Right. So that's that, like, A is kind of still indie.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them to go, uh-oh, what little fans we have. Like, because if I heard that news, I'd have been like, ew, come on, man.
Mhm.
And they would have been like, oh shit, we only have 200,000 people who like our shit. Never mind.
Well, I think the bigger thing that made them reverse course on this is a lot of developers that they've worked with as Team 17 being the publisher of their game came forward, and as soon as they got the word Team 17 was doing NFTs, said, we're not doing business with anybody that does NFT work at all.
Right.
And so I think they were finally like, wait, that means we're losing not only player-based money, but money
Business
from
money.
developer. Okay, yeah, let's pump the brakes on that one. And by the way, was your can koozie there like flashing LEDs, or I saw that? You can't hide that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nice.
I LED everything. It's so fucking stupid. This was actually a gift from a friend of mine for Christmas. Oh, nice. And he came over and he was like, hey, I know you love koozies, because I do love koozies. So he hands me a koozie, and this is what the koozie is.
Oh, nice.
And it's a snap bracelet with LEDs. Fucking sold, dude. This is like Alex Aquino's dream thing. So yeah. And then he was like, "Oh, and by the way, click," and the LEDs came on. I went, oh, like, you know me so very well. Like, I'm easy.
Well, okay. As far as the my water bottle here, yes, it has just a regular white light. Yeah, that's boring. It's white.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second setting, it cycles through the spectrum.
Mm-hmm. As they do.
And then the last setting is just it flashing red, like an emergency light. So
Drink that water. Drink that water.
Exactly. But I still have beer left. Can I drink the beer first, then the water?
Oh yeah, dude. I do both. So I have one NFT thing, and then we're done. And once again, my fucking entire chat
You
has
and me
completely
both.
plummeted. Yep. We should never talk about NFTs. We should just stop doing it.
That or just wait till like, hey, by the way, we've got literally 2 minutes until we're done with the stream, kind of a thing.
No, because I'd like to say goodbye to the people who like came to hang out.
True,
like,
that's true.
Okay,
Okay,
fucking time.
Okay, from now on, we'll do it as a thing of we'll go through, do the whole show, say the goodbyes, and then be like, hey, bonus content, NFT stuff, and then everyone just leaves anyways.
I honest to God, I think we have to stop talking about it. It's ridiculous.
As much as I don't hate to agree with it, but yes.
Yeah, so bad. But fuck it, since we've already tanked the entire fucking entire viewership, fuck it, let's move on. PC Gamer reported that Blockverse launched last week, and is claimed to have been, now this is a direct quote, on-chain Ethereum NFT that enables a unique P2E on Minecraft, which basically boils down to Minecraft being a private server. What do you say?
I don't know.
Okay. So on NFT, even though selling across servers has been a thing for years, like in Minecraft, that has always been a thing. Like just selling skins in Minecraft has been a thing for years. There is still a lot of hype around this project, Blockverse. And when on January 23rd, Blockverse launched and sold around 10,000 NFTs there were just skins for your character in less than 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Less than 10 minutes, 10,000 skins were sold.
Yep.
The total earnings was $1.2 million.
Yep.
However, after allegedly making all that money, the creators behind the project deleted Blockverse's website, the game server, and the Discord.
Yep.
So once again, the robbers just took off with everyone's money and went, yay! $1 million! I'm assuming they ran like puppets, like I just did. Like they were like, yeah! Like they just ran out of there.
Oh, yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you
God.
think about it. The whole, like, especially the name NFT. Non-fungible token.
Right.
Non-fungible, meaning cannot be replaced.
Right.
What are NFTs? JPEGs.
Mm-hmm.
How is that not non-replaceable?
How do people... I am starting to think, like, that... Okay, all right. Here's the deal. I would like to have one last conversation about this. This is going to be the last one. There is literally nobody left in my chat. I want to have one last conversation about this.
All right.
I don't understand how anyone who would be willing to invest any amount of money, who like is just a person with, let's call it $1,000. This is the internet. So you have to search this shit out. And then you see everyone, being the general populace, going, this is just a big fucking scam and bullshit. And then you stand in line with your $1,000. You're like, nah, this is gonna be fine. And then you hand your $1,000 over, and then you're one of the millions of people at this point who have been scammed for all this money. I don't understand. Like, are you not, like, is this like the whole anti-vax thing where I just won't ever understand how stupid people with money can be? Like, you have to have a lot of disposable money. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Honestly, when it comes to NFTs,
God.
I don't try to understand the mentality behind people.
They have tried, but like we as, I don't want to say intelligent consumers, but like we kind of have to say intelligent consumers. I try my best to like always try to meet people at like whatever their perception of whatever their world thing is. I try because like, you know, we're not going to be able to better this world if we don't.
True.
Right?
Very
Like,
true.
does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to like fucking meet you halfway here, but like, you're just eating Tide Pods and buying NFTs. Like, so what do you want me to fucking do here? I'm trying to meet you halfway, but you're walking over broken glass and then telling me I'm stupid because I'm not doing that. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There. Okay. That is it. I am done. No more NFT talk. Unless it is literally hilarious, which basically all this has been, but nobody else seems to find the humor in it. No more.
Yep.
We're done. We will never do NFT talk on this show ever again.
Actually, no. I want to do one last thing. And this is a good thing. No, seriously, this is a good thing. New game, Vampire Survivors. It does have an item in it called the NFT. Basically, it's a piece of meat that lets you have like a flamethrower coming out of your character, killing everything in sight. That's about the only good NFT there is.
Okay, we're done with this. We're never talking about it again. That is it. We're done. Okay, I'm tired of trying to educate the masses.
Oh, please no, Blue. Please no.
What do you say?
Can we get sex workers to accept NFTs?
Yes, like, you know what? That is like almost a way that you know that NFTs would have more value. At least they'd be like coupons, like, you know,
Yeah,
good
but at
for
the same
one
point in
free
time,
vagina.
then that would actually give them value.
I know, but then I could like maybe make it like fun because this is just poking idiots in the eye at this point. All right, we're done.
That's fun.
Moving on. It is kind of fun. All right, you go. Oh wait, no, I have to go, right?
Yes.
All right. God damn, I can't wait to fucking... Okay, no more of this. No more NFTs, ever, ever, ever. All right, so, you want to hear something really funny?
Okay.
Do you know much about The Simpsons?
A decent amount, but
Like the old school stuff?
yeah.
Okay. Do you remember that episode where Super Nintendo Chalmers shows up to Principal Skinner's house and he had told him they were gonna have steamed clams, and there's been a meme on this like 1,000 times, like at this point.
Hmm.
Yes?
I don't
We're
specifically remember the meme, but I remember as far as like, yeah.
Okay, so Superintendent Chalmers, sorry, I always like fucking I kind of meme on that. Superintendent Chalmers comes over and he's like, "Hey, we're having steamed clams." And then he goes, a principal goes into the fucking kitchen and he opens it and he's like, "Oh, good lord!" And there was like the roast was on fire. So he looks out the window and he sees Krusty Burger across the street and he's like, "What if I was to go across the street and purchase these hamburgers and say that they were my own? Oh, delightfully devilish, Seymour." And then he goes across the street and then he comes back and he presents the food to him and he's like, "I thought you said we were having steamed clams." He's like, "Oh, no. I said we were going to have steamed hams. It's a local dialect." And he's like, "Mm-hmm." And he goes, "And where is it from?" And he goes, "Upstate New York." And he's like, "Well, I'm from Utica, and I've never heard the term up steamed hams." And he's like, "Oh, no, that's a Rochester thing," which is also one of my favorite parts of it. Somebody just made a point and click adventure based on that specific meme. You literally play Principal fucking Skinner, and you are standing in the kitchen, and Super Nintendo Chalmers keeps coming in, and you have to choose all the right. Open the window, climb outside, go to the Krusty. That is the greatest.
Oh god, that's
Completely
awesome.
free, absolutely completely free. You can download it. Like, yeah. You know what the surprising part is? It's in graphics. Shocking. Looks good. It actually like looks good, and it's super funny. I'm
Cool.
going to find somebody. I found it out like 2 hours before we were going to do this, and I had a meeting before this. But I can't wait to watch a Let's Play. I'm not gonna fucking probably download it, but like I'm gonna watch a Let's Play because I want to see this entire thing. So yeah,
Cool. Very cool. Very cool.
steamed hams, yeah, not clams.
Yeah.
Oh no, I said steamed hams. It's a regional thing from upstate New York. I'm from Utica. And by the way, as a guy from upstate New York, Utica and a Rochester reference, let's go. Like,
Hmm.
holy shit, that's so good.
Yep.
God
Yep.
damn. Oh, what is happening? No, wait. Good lord, what is happening in there? Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes. May I see it? No. I have that memorized to this day. Like, oh my god.
Nice. Nice.
Uh,
New York hype. Yes, exactly. They're savage.
Goddamn right, boy.
Yep.
New York till the day I die.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I actually didn't write this one down, but it is one that I have and watched over the weekend actually. The other big speedrunning channel that's out there, ESA, they didn't do a week-long marathon, but they hosted another group that does speedrunning marathons. They effectively lent out their channel and let them broadcast it on Twitch and like that on ESA's channel, just branded with their information. It was UK SG.
A dangerous play too.
Well, I
Because
mean,
you don't know what that person's gonna or that channel's gonna stream, you know?
well, I have a feeling they had to clear it all ahead of time, kind of a thing. So,
Okay.
Because a lot of the commentators that have helped out in ESA were helping out for this as well. So that was kind of cool. But apparently they were raising money for Crisis Aid, which is a homeless charity that works in the UK. Over the course of 3 days, and it was 3 days instead of just 2 days because it was a remote event due to COVID and all that. They kept it remote, but they added in a whole nother day, which was kind of nice. So over the course of 3 days, they wound up raising $3,000, which, hey, it's money for a good cause, and why not? It's always a good thing. And speedrunning too.
Yeah. And 3Gs, like, I know that, like, that seems like a very small amount of money, right? But, dude, I think that, like, that's kind of almost more impressive, right?
Mhm.
That'd be like if you and I did, like, a charity stream and we did it for 2 days and we got $3,000. I would be very proud of that.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Like, you know, like, I'm just some guy, like, ostensibly, you know, like, I'd be very, very proud about that. Not everything is fucking GDQ.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times it's a thing of we have to not just recognize GDQ for raising the almost $3.5 million like they did this past time, but recognize all these other ones that are going on that don't necessarily bring in as much attention because they're more localized.
Right.
We still have to recognize them for what they're doing and what good they're doing.
A contribution is a contribution.
Yes.
You know,
That is true.
I feel like as humans, we tend to obviously monetize things, right? By like a value. Like, oh, you were $10,000 good, you were $3.5 million good. But the fact of the matter is, if you're trying to do something good, no matter what the outcome is, good on you. Like, that means you gave up time on your life because, like, we only live so long, you know, and that is incalculable. Like, you know, that's way better than the amount of money.
Oh
like,
yeah. Yep.
That could have been the nicest thing I've ever said. It's true though. So, speaking of good things, Xbox Game Pass is soon going to stop taking money from inactive accounts.
Interesting.
So, yep. This came up in England, where I was about to say BDSM, but I think it's BDM. But my brain is like, every time I read it, I was like, BDSM, whip that butt. Had like basically an investigation into both Sony and Microsoft about how they charge accounts, which frankly we could do about every single thing where you have an auto charge. So like, you know, unless it's like like a gas payment or something. But like, should Hulu keep charging me if I haven't used Hulu in 6 months?
Yeah, very true.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So in England, they kind of were the first things that they were looking at was Xbox and PlayStation. Xbox went and heard all this bullshit and decided that they are going to change their policy from now on. It's going to roll out initially in the UK, and inactive memberships, this is a direct quote from them, Microsoft will be contacting existing customers who haven't used their memberships for a long time but are still paying. Now, granted, there's a little bit of wiggle room there. What does long time mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even this, dude, I bet if I died right now and fucking Amazon still had my credit card, they would charge me until, like, you know, my mother picked up my corpse and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or the bank account went empty. So let's just keep going, but are still paying. These customers will be reminded how to stop payments, and if they continue to not use their memberships, Microsoft will ultimately stop taking further payments.
Interesting.
That's a good guy Greg move.
Yeah.
Like, that is good shit. Yeah. 100% tiny claps. Like, that is good shit. In addition to this, when I read further, refunds. Microsoft will contact existing customers on a recurring 12-month contracts and give them the option to end their contract and claim a pro rata refund. So again, if you haven't been using your, let's call it Xbox Live Gold, and you still have it set up to be recurring, and they see you haven't been on, they're going to send you an email and say, hey, by the way, you haven't, and then if you don't respond to that, that might be their like thing that they're like, okay, well, then we'll cut it off.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is an interesting move. Especially considering the simple fact of, I want to say it was last week we covered how they made public how many subscribers that they've got to Game Pass. And just by ballparking the numbers, it's like that's a pretty penny. I mean, yes, they just spent 70 billion on Activision Blizzard, but it's like this makes a pretty penny every month.
Right.
So
365 million.
Yeah.
Is what I did the math for.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think that's a really good guy Greg thing, though. Like, holy shit, they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to be at all be like, oh, well, we even give a shit. Like, what do we care? Every other company on the planet will literally again, let's go back to this example. If I died right this second, I don't think there's any other company that would stop my fucking payment stream. They would just be like, yeah, okay, well, we're just gonna get this money until the fucking bank account gets shut off or the card gets changed.
Yep.
I paid for fucking Hulu for 2 years after I fucking quit Hulu. So it's cool that like Microsoft's going like above and beyond to be like, okay, you haven't used that shit, turn that shit off.
Yeah.
Can't imagine a lot of other companies doing that.
Yeah. I know of a few companies out there that'd be like, "Oh, you want to quit? No, you don't."
I know of like a couple of companies like Disney that would be like offer my mom $10,000 to put a fucking Mickey Mouse fucking sticker on my coffin. You know, like they don't give a shit. Like,
that's
so
true.
it's cool to see like a bigger company be like, oh, okay, you know what? Let's do something nice for like the people, basically.
Yep.
Now, again, I will say this too. I mean, Microsoft's got billions of dollars, and they are tagged all over everything. If you have a PC, I pay for. Do you pay for? I'm assuming, Word and Excel and all that.
Yeah.
There's no $7 a month. Like, and this is basically everybody on the planet at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So like that they have the wiggle room that they're like, no. If you just stop using our shit, we're just gonna turn this fucking crap off. Like, appreciate that. Thanks, Microsoft. And now, if only my fucking power bill would do that, but no. I'd end up dying with like $10,000 in debt.
Microsoft is huge, so they legit don't need this kind of money, and people don't be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't need the money from people just not using Game Pass. So it's like, oh, hey, we'll do you a favor here.
Okay, Sally Mae has been fucking stringing my goddamn debt on since 1999, and I have never once used that piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking that bitch owes me fucking back payment.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I'm done.
Alrighty. I've got 2 left.
I got 1.
As much as I hate to say it, one's a bummer drummer, and the other one is cool.
Let's do the cool one.
Okay. So this is a cool passion project kind of piece. Basically the Zelda on the original NES, the first one. Apparently there was a fan that has made...
Can you bring up the picture?
Yep. I'm gonna pull that up now.
That was cool as shit.
Yeah. And of course, it's not gonna. Okay, well, that's the video of it.
That's fine. Just share your screen.
That'll work. Okay, pause that. Share screen. This. Go live. Ah, shoot.
Yes, full screen that bastard.
Yeah, give me a second. Jeez. I'm getting there. But yes. Guy made the overworld map out of Legos.
Yep.
And you can
That
see,
is dope.
yeah, you can see here. It's 30 inches by 85 inches. Almost 500 enemies he placed down. Now, the enemies I'm assuming are these red and blue
Yes.
blocks that are there. Almost 3,000 trees.
Yep.
Over 25,000
I
blocks.
want to see it.
That's just freaking nuts.
It's so cool. Like, that's dope, dude.
Yeah. That is really
And
cool.
how many like specific pieces did you have to get for this too, right? Like, this dude paid in to get this to happen.
Looking at it more in detail, I don't want to say he did a lot of specific pieces,
Well,
but
so
mass quantity of same pieces.
I know a bunch about Lego, and I gotta tell you, those like the tree ones, those are specific pieces that you have to get. Like when I went to Lego World, they have an entire fucking area that is like very specific pieces that basically you just can't get everywhere. And this is full of those type of pieces. So these are not like, this isn't just like a thing you open up a fucking package of Legos and get. This actually was probably very fucking expensive to build.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is super fucking cool.
Yes.
It is super fucking cool.
Yes. Very, very cool indeed. So
Dragons, thank you very much. Appreciate you. I honest to God, I think this is so cool. Like, like the amount of detail and the amount of money that this dude threw in to make the 3D map of the original fucking Zelda. Let's go, man. That is so dope. Look how good that looks. And you know what's crazy? I actually still know, like, even looking at it, I'm like, yep, I know every single place on that map. Yeah. And by the way, you were right. The red is enemies.
yeah. Well,
yeah.
red, blue, and yellow in some, and
Yes.
some greens too.
Uh,
Because like that's an enemy here. These couple
yes,
here,
and
those are enemies.
Isn't that in the water? Those are the Zoras. Yep. Like, yep.
There,
And those are
there.
green too.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, super cool, dude. Super cool stuff. And yeah, dude, this guy paid out the ass.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'm just curious.
Absolutely legendary.
Okay. I was just kind of curious as to, like, obviously the lake there and then the waterfall.
Yep.
Was curious what he did there, but yeah.
Yeah, again, very specific Lego pieces.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No, this is the, you went to you went to either Lego Direct or you had those made, but I guarantee you went to Lego Direct. Yeah, so dope, dude. Pause it right there real quick. God damn, that's cool. And look at the graveyards and shit, that's nice. Yeah, no, that's really dope.
Yep.
I wonder, did it say how long it took him to make it? You can end that, by the way.
I don't remember off the top of my head if it mentioned how long it took him to make it.
Damn, like, you know, and I think that's one of the other reasons why Lego is so dope. Like, because everyone's seen like Minas Tirith and shit, like, you know, the Lego version. But goddamn, it said like that took that dude 3 years to make that. It's like, God, so awesome. Thank you again, Dragon. So dope, dude. So dope. And that commitment, that level of commitment is awesome.
Yeah, I'm not seeing in the article as far as how long it took him to make it.
All right. Well,
so
I might have to Google that. Is it me next?
Yes.
All right. So this is something that's a little bit of a conversation I want to hear.
COVID lockdown project. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, what a good project too. Like that's like the greatest like puzzle like ever made. Miyazaki, the director of basically all the Souls series, went on record this week as saying more players will finish Elden Ring. Talking about the game Elden Ring that's coming out in February. And he talked about challenge and accessibility a little bit more than he has said in the past about Elden Ring. But for me, it's not that that's a bad thing in any way, shape, or form, right? Like saying that more players will finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it does speak to the way that ostensibly the series has been going in terms of difficulty. For years, the Dark Souls community has had a conversation of should Dark Souls have
An easy
a
mode.
difficulty slider, right? A difficulty
Right.
slider. Um, little weird to see like Miyazaki being like, yeah, more people are gonna finish it. Because in a way that to me, I kind of did the same noise you did. I went,
Yeah.
does that mean it's gonna be easier?
Or is it just going to be have more potential crutches to allow a player to get through harder parts?
Right.
Which at that point I don't mind, because the simple fact of it's like, oh yeah, I can summon a whole army to fight this one dude. I'm only gonna summon my buddy Alex.
Sure.
It really depends on what he means, like once we actually get our hands on it, and what more people will finish Elden Ring, what that actually means.
Well, and like here's my thought. My thought is this: the Soul series, by and large, you're almost like you're not handhelded to do it, but you're almost pushed to break the game, right? Like they want you to min max,
Yeah.
right? Like, which is one of the reasons why people who don't understand the concept of like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with the strength guy. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go with a mage. And yes, there will be different like difficulties throughout those journeys for both, but like the game itself basically wants you to break it. You know what I'm saying? That's why the difficulty is as high as it is. And that's why no one feels bad when they're like, I have a plus 92 axe with fire damage, and when it hits you, it also tells you that like it's got pictures of your mother. Like you're like, God damn, that is fucking savage. What the fuck? So I completely get that, but I see what he's saying. What he's talking about is like accessibility, really, at the end of the day. Um, I don't think any of that really matters though, right? Like at the end of the day, you make a game and it's hard, right? Let's call it fucking Super Meat Boy, right? The sales numbers are good. At you as a company, you should be like, hey, we're cool, we're done, right? Like, yeah, it's tough, but it is what it is. Like, are you beholden to players that aren't as skilled? Like, is that a thing that has to be the case? And then you take that exact same thought process and overlay it on the fucking insufferable Souls fucking people, and I'm one of them, who are get good and blah, like, you know. So I can see where he's coming from, being like, we're trying to make this a little more accessible so that more players will at least beat the game. Because it's kind of cunty to be like, oh man, the fucking, the metrics have said 10%, 20%, 25% of players actually beat our title. I don't know. I kind of get it to try to soften the curve a little bit more, but people fucking bitch that 3 was too easy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, part of me remembers back to when, like, after school, we would go hang out at your place and play video games. And this was a day and age where it was like, at the moment, we didn't have Nintendo Power. There was like internet was not anywhere close to what it was now.
Wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
did not exist.
Yeah, well, no, it did, but it was very
1970s
Yeah.
version.
yeah.
Right.
And like for us, it was a thing of wow, this is really hard, and then like 2 days later, when talking with friends at school, it's like, oh wait, we didn't think of trying that kind of a thing, or,
Right.
or like that, which I find funny considering when what was it, Super Metroid, I believe it was, or was it the first Metroid, was re-released on one of Nintendo's many virtual consoles. People were like, "Oh my god, this is fucking impossible."
It was Super Metroid.
And it wasn't until the collective player base came together and was like, "Yeah, you just go left here through this door," that the people that were saying this was impossible were like, I'm an idiot. Don't mind me.
Like, so that's funny because that conversation we had in like, I don't know, June, July.
Mhm.
It was David Jaffe, the guy who was the lead designer for God of War, said that Super Metroid was ridiculously hard and unbearable, basically. And everyone was like, dude, now again, I get it. Super Metroid is like an institution, right? Like
Yeah.
as a game, it's an institution. But him being like trying to lambast it as being too fucking hard, and then like 3 days later, people were watching that stream and going, dude, he was right here. All he had to do was go down. He
Mhm.
literally just he was standing on an elevator basically, and he just didn't even notice it. And then he was completely and totally like lambasted again as a boob, you know, because like, dude, I get it. Like some things, when you come from a new school designer perspective, obviously old school games have a much different viewpoint, right? Like they just went, fuck you, it is what it is. And we all grew up on that, right?
Yep.
But nowadays, that's just not the way. Since even the fucking PS3 really is when it really started, like Xbox 360, PS3, where it's like, push A to jump. Thanks, asshole. I know how to fucking jump.
Yeah.
Like, walk forward with left analog stick. Good God, why are you even telling me this?
Mhm.
Like, so I think that there's just a generational divide, kind of. And some people kind of aren't acclimated to it. And we have less and less of those games that are like, fuck you, get good.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
But I will also say that fucking some of Dark Souls is obtuse and bullshit, like in not a good designer perspective. But it happens, like it does happen, like where you're like, dude, all right, I'm just gonna pick an example. In fucking Dark Souls 2, when I came out of the main area and then it first starts branching into all those different paths, dude, I missed two of the ways to go because it was so badly designed that I didn't even see that there was like basically a little ramp down to go under. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
it's like the positive and negative about it.
Right. The one thing I will say, as far as going from how we grew up, where we were told virtually nothing in games, to going to where game development went at one point of telling you literally everything to the point of practically playing the game for you.
Right.
Which, thank God, we never actually got that far.
I could argue that.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are some games that
I'm not going to. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I could.
But I think it's really more a thing of we need to just find that happy medium of, or at least provide the options of, no, don't tell me anything, or tell me some things, kind of a thing. And until we find that happy medium, people are always going to bitch about things being either too hard, too easy, whatever.
What's interesting? Aaron makes a good point. Once GameFAQs started, it was kind of downhill. That's kind of an interesting viewpoint that I'd never really thought of. Because once GameFAQs was like, you could go online and anytime you got stuck at anything, you could just click in, ice cave, blah, and then
Yeah.
there was that big generic white sheet of paper, and you could just get the answer. That's actually not incorrect.
Yeah.
That definitely did kind of change the landscape, because back in the day, like you said, to your point, you had to have a strategy guide, right? Or fucking. But then the internet came out, and it was like, oh shit, like you could just literally click in any game for anything, and there was people in the world who had provided. By the way, if anyone's out there who actually wrote for GameFAQs, good on you. You are probably going to heaven, because I know that I used those a million times and I never even wrote a single one. So like that's an interesting point. But then the industry overcorrected, right?
Yeah.
It was literally like fucking, oh, people are so fucking stupid that they won't know how to fucking like X is reload. Yeah, it's either X or RB, and we got past the RB thing in those tumultuous, terrible times, and then we've all just know reload is on X. Like, so yeah, it's weird to like we're in such a wild west at the end of the day, where we're still figuring everything out in the video game field. I wish we could get some things more correct more quickly, but overall, this every other field of art has been working for hundreds of years. Even film at this point has been going on for hundreds of years. Well, 100 of years. 100. But still, and we're just and our medium, unlike every other artistic medium, is not their medium's not interactive, right?
Yep.
Hey, check it out. Here is a lighter. There you go. In ours, it's here's a lighter. You can play with it. You can decide what to do with it. That's way bigger in scope.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yep.
Like,
plus the simple fact, it can also be argued that our medium is still evolving.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
I mean, yes, you can kind of argue that like a painter's medium of canvas and paint kind of is evolving still,
in theory,
but at the same point in time, it's like it's still canvas and paint,
right?
Whereas ours is still progressing leaps and bounds forward,
right? And technology is also fueling it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to turn this into the art podcast that I do every Thursday. Plug. You could argue that art is also still now doing that too, because we have digital art, we have interactive art, we have fucking literal art exhibits that are now just VR experiences. So you could argue the other side of that too. But I think the fantastic thing is that once again, we're in this cusp of like literally living in the wild, wild west. Like that's awesome. Like so many people don't get to like have like knitting. Not exactly going to be like changed by technology.
Riveting.
Yeah, like you get those things and you do this and then you do that and then you do some of this and then you do all this and a scarf comes out. Like that's never going to change because of technology,
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Should we go say goodbye or do you have one more?
I have one final one and I hate to end on this one.
Oh, come on. Let's not end on it.
Okay. I will hold it until next week though.
Okay. All right. Fine.
But I
don't want to end on a bummer drummer.
Yeah, because this one, it definitely is a bummer drummer.
Then just save it. Just save it. I can't. My emotional state. I can't save that shit right now. I can't try to even be funny about something that's like a genuine bummer drummer.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch some fucking anime. I'm gonna maybe get high, and then I'm gonna fucking eat an egg salad sandwich, and I'm gonna go to bed. That's my big plan. And if you infect my brain with something, I'm like I'm gonna be thinking about that for like fucking like the next 20 minutes at least minimum.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right. Well, let's say goodbye to people and fucking yeah.
Yep. So bye, Alex's channel. Have a good night.
Bye. Granux. Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, though, guys. That'll be it for me tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful time here. Hope you enjoyed all the fun stories that we talked about, fun current events going on. As always, you can come on back here every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern is when we go live with the Smarter Than AI video game talk show podcast. And also on top of that, if you miss any of the episodes for some reason, by all means, please feel free. Come to my channel. I archive the VODs, I archive the episodes into VODs, so that way you can catch it whenever you want. Say you can't catch it on Tuesday night, but you are free Wednesday. There you go. Speaking of Wednesday, I may or may not stream tomorrow night. It depends. But I will figure things out. I will keep you guys in the loop. Like I said, at the moment, well, not at the moment. My husband recently retired. You saw him walk out just now. So things are a little bit up in the air as far as when things happen. So, yeah. With that being said, though, guys, I will catch you all later. And till then, I hope you have a good one. Bye!